The first stage of intimacy, and keep in mind, just a disclaimer, intimacy, men, is not sex. Well, I know the men say that with me. Intimacy is not sex. It can lead, but it's not sex. There's a difference. Women, shake your head. Yeah, there's a difference. So the first stage of intimacy is this thing called infatuation. I mean, this is the stage that we're most excited about. This is the stage in which we check our email 12 to 24 times an hour. This is that stage that we look at our cell phone and we're checking to see if we've got a message every 5 minutes. See, we all know this infatuation stage. This is the stage that you can be walking down the street and just all of a sudden smile for no reason. This is that stage that you look in the mirror and don't understand, why am I looking in the mirror? And this is that stage where you send her flowers just because, even though it's not a special day. This is the stage of infatuation. As a matter of fact, in this stage, the dopamine levels in your brain soar off the charts. And you get this full body of euphoria that causes you to want to seek more and more intimacy. Then the next stage, it's the landing stage. Just because you go on a good flight does not mean that the landing can be terrifying, can be difficult. See, it's a great article in Psychology Today that basically says the moment you wake up and look in the mirror and say to yourself, I married the wrong person, that's the day the marriage begins. Anybody been in that stage? I mean, your marriage does not start at the wedding, but when you say, I've married the wrong person, you're in good company. See, because this is a time when you realize that you really begin to see things like they really are. I mean, this just means that this is a day that the infatuation veil has lifted and you are now seeing 20/20 vision with everyday living. You went into the relationship with 20/60 vision, and now you've got 20/20 vision, and you can see things clearly now. This is the landing stage. And then the third stage is the burying stage. In this burying stage, we can call this the dead stage. This is where most relationships, most marriages say it's not worth it. It's a dead stage. And in this stage, the to-do list of life begins to topple the relationships, and all the to-do list begins to be the priority. And before you know it, the conversation is about the bills. It's about who's going to do the laundry. It is about my boss or my work or my job. That's all the conversation is about. I mean, it is dead. Anybody ever been to the dead stage? Raise your hand. I hope you have. If you're still married, you've been to the dead stage, hopefully. If not, we got a problem. But the dead stage, it's a burying stage. And then, see, most people give up here and they never make it to the fourth stage. And if you make it to the fourth stage, you'll make it to the fifth stage. The fourth stage is the resurfacing stage. Resurfacing is when all of a sudden, after being in deadness and being in routine and being in no spontaneity, I wake up and all of a sudden I say to my person or my partner, wow, baby, I didn't realize you were that fine. I didn't realize you were that hot. I didn't realize you were that kind of hunk. See, relations or resurfacing is a relationship's resolution. You come to the point of resolution that you say to yourself that, you say to yourself, well, he sits on the toilet for an hour reading comic books. So I thought I could laugh. But I pluck my chin and do my hair for 2 hours. I mean, he doesn't look that good, but I don't either. I mean, she's a bag of mess, and I am too. So you come to this point, and you say, wait a minute, we're all messed up. We got to work this thing out, sweetheart. See, this is the trick of the enemy. Because if you never get to resurface, you say it's over, it's done with. We could call this the beginning of resurrection. This is when the relationship has a chance to survive. Maybe you have those resurfacing moments. See, the resurfacing is all to get you to the last stage, which is the stage of love. The last stage of intimacy is love. Why is that significant? Because most of us have never been loved, because we fight these stages. But when you understand there's a process to get to love, then you can be truly loved. See, love is this stage in which you look across the dinner table and you don't look at each other. Love is this stage where you're just sitting there not saying anything, or you say, baby, we're going to New York, or we're going to Disneyland. See, love is about decisions and choices. Isn't that something? See, we think love is just this spontaneous thing, but it's about making the right decision. Even though you get on my nerves, I can still say, I'm going to Disneyland with you. If you've been married long enough, you know that. See, this is love. It's that place where we make decisions. Now, in relations to our God relationship, it's important to understand that we have to love God and be infatuated with Him at the same time. See, as a human, once I make it to the stage of love, I can very rarely go back to this dopamine level in infatuation of the same high that I had when I met you. Very rarely do I do that. But when it comes to our God relationship, He is the only person that we can love Him and be infatuated with Him at the same time.